Right. TikTok, YouTube, what is up? Just gonna get my gram on here, the Instagram. Let's see if it wants to work. All right. Boom, boom. All right. We're live. Hey, what's up, everybody? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Welcome. Welcome to the DevSlopes live stream. What's up, Vib Hushan? You are the first. The Intelligent Investor 123, you're the second. And DJ 459_0, you are the third. We're going to talk about programming today, app development, web development, programming in general, how to make a career out of it. Today's specific topic is how to get your very first freelancing project as a programmer. We'll talk about that today as well, too. Hey, what's up, everyone? Abhijit Aksharvisht. Tell me where you're from, everyone. Where are you listening in from today? What time is it? What is up, Manoj Charu on YouTube? You are the first one there. Hey. This is our daily live stream where we talk about programming and app development, how to make 85K as a developer on average, how to get your first freelancing project. We'll talk about that today for anyone who wants to be a freelancer. Unofficial Mafia says data science. Med Sifo, freelance or job as a front end. Yeah, and by the way, everyone, feel free to ask questions. Calling from Ottawa, Canada. Welcome. Wansan, Nigeria. You can, front end web development is great for both full-time jobs and for freelancing. Huge opportunities in freelancing, surely though. You can make some great money there. What's up, Ivan? Good to see you. Yahir. Mano Flight Bennett, what's up? Freelancing pros and cons. That's an easy one. So the pros of freelancing is you can make $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year. You can't get that with a full-time job. The downside of freelancing is it requires the mind of an entrepreneur. You got to be able to get on the phone. You got to have a pipeline. That's the downside, right? In a full-time job, your paycheck comes every single month. Freelancing, you bring your own leads. You got to be closing deals all the time while you're also coding, okay? That's the downsides. But huge flexibility with freelancing. You can live your own life. You can do it on the road. You can do it anywhere, but you've got to build your pipeline. And that's a hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to do. Look at all these great questions. Hello. What do you think about game dev? Do it if you want to do it. Great opportunities there. What's your favorite language programming? My favorite language programming is Swift, the Swift programming language. I really like it. How to get started with C#? I mean, Hassan, just take some free tutorials, get started that way, build a project, figure out a career path or something. I mean, the best way to start any programming language is just take some free tutorials and fiddle around. Make sure you like it, get familiar with it. Aksharvish says, I can't stay consistent. That's a common problem. You need to block out time. No matter what, you block out that time every single day. That's your coding time. You don't say if I'm tired or if I'm not tired, if I have time. No, you block it out. You got to make sacrifices in a lot of cases. Some people like to get off of work and do it, but they're so tired that they only do it occasionally. If you find that you're tired after work, you cannot do it after work. You need to get up early and do it. You cannot ever skip. That's the problem with consistency. People, they don't put it in a block in their schedule. And then there's other things too, like finding a mentor and things like that. What do you think is the fastest way someone can learn a language? That's a great question. Hands down, the absolute fastest way is projects, building projects, to having a coach who gives you the mentorship and the guided learning path. We'll just break it into three things. Okay, so projects, a guided learning path, and a coach. You said the fastest. Yes, I know you can learn this on your own. The absolute fastest way is to have a coach, someone like me, who's helping you every step of the way, your curriculum mapped out so you don't even have to think, and building projects. That's the fastest way. If that's what you want to do right in with Chavez, you should definitely check out the DevSlopes Academy. That's my training program. We coach people and we help you get a job as fast as possible. You never get kicked out. We train you until you have success, unlike a boot camp that kicks you out after certain weeks. So we coach you, we give you the guided learning path, and you build projects. That's devslopes.com/apply. That's the fastest way. devslopes.com/apply. What about embedded jobs? There's plenty of embedded jobs. If that's what you want to do, learn C. Which one is best, web developer, Mean or Mern? When you say Mean, that means Mongo Express Angular Node or Mongo Express React Node. Either or, it really doesn't matter. Here's what I have learned. If you are a master of JavaScript, it doesn't matter if you go with Angular or React. Most of those companies that are hiring, they may say React developer, but then it also says, or somebody with similar experience with Angular or Vue. It doesn't matter which one you pick. There's plenty of jobs out there and opportunities. Freelancing projects from where? Upwork.com is the best place to start. Upwork.com. Your content is amazing. Hey, thank you. I'm Sarah. I'm new to React. There are many courses on React, like Stephen Grider, Andrew. Yep. Stephen Grider is amazing. I know him personally. Look, there's plenty of content. Content's not the problem. You can find content anywhere. The problem is consistency, building projects, getting the job, all those things. So Skill Creo, if you're somebody who's brand new, you want to learn React, go take one of those courses, those cheap courses. It's a great place to start. If you find that you're not going anywhere because it's just a course, even though it's good content and you actually want to get results and get a job and you're not finding that, come chat with me. I'm the next step up. I'm the guy who coaches you and helps you get a job, become a freelancer, trains you in the advanced concepts. One thing to know about Udemy courses is they're all beginner focused. They don't take you to advanced levels. There's a reason for this. You want to know what the reason is? Why does Udemy not teach advanced concepts on courses? It's because as an instructor, you don't make money with advanced courses. I should know. I've taught over 500,000 students. Every time I ever released an advanced course, I'd get like 100 people enrolling. It is not in the best interest of instructors on Udemy to learn advanced stuff. If you want to learn advanced React, advanced React, and get a full-time job, come talk to me. Take your $10 course first. If it's not enough, come talk to me. devslopes.com/apply. But yeah, Stephen Grider's great. He's got a great course. Best book for JS. You know, it doesn't matter. Content doesn't matter. Content doesn't matter. You get the content anywhere. What matters is building the projects, okay? Mean or Mern, we just talked about that. It doesn't really matter. They're both great. They both have good applications. Talk about data science. I don't really have anything to tell you about it. There's huge opportunities in data science. You need to be good with math. It's all about statistics and data. I literally have people come to me all the time saying, should I learn data science? And I say, do you like math? And they say, no, I hate math. I said, then why are you considering data science? Did you even do any research into it? Data science is all math and statistics. It's running numbers. It's crunching numbers. You are a glorified like accountant for like startups and business and enterprise, or you're looking through data. Yeah, a little bit of scripting, but it's all math. It's all statistics. If you're into math, then it's for you. If you don't like math, then it's not for you. How to master JavaScript, coding challenges. Check out the 30daycodechallenge.com. 30daycodechallenge.com. It starts June 1st. Become a master of JavaScript. Oh, my streaming chat just kicked me out. Interesting. I hope my if YouTube freezes, let me know it, anybody. Yeah, 30daycodechallenge.com. Ibrahim, what's up? What exactly is Flutter and what is it used for? Flutter is it's a cross-platform framework for building applications for desktop, for web, for mobile. It's a really fantastic platform. It's great for freelancing, great for building a startup project on. All right. How long would it take you to land your first client? Or should I work for an agency so I get guaranteed contracts? It just depends on your personality. If you're becoming a freelancer, you know, what I teach my students is to apply for 10 jobs a week on Upwork.com. 10 jobs a week. You just keep applying. You got to build that pipeline. You'll close one. You will. You just got to build that pipeline. It's lots of work. See you later, Crystal. What's the best projects to put on your resume? The best projects are paid projects, freelancing projects. A lot of people go to a boot camp or they put like a student project on there, and those are okay. It's great to have a single project on your GitHub. That's amazing that you can go through the code. But what's even more important is paid projects, freelancing projects. So I tell all of my students at DevSlopes Academy, for instance, get 3 paid projects on your resume. 3 paid projects. So that way, when you go to interview, you can explain that you've been doing real work for real people. That's the best way to get in for an interview. Do students get coaching regarding job interviews during the 30-day code challenge? No, our 30-day code challenge is pure programming. All it is a kick in the butt to get started. You get daily missions every single day. You have to finish the challenge in the 30 days. You get a new mission each day. If you don't finish it, you actually lose access to the program. So it forces you to learn to code fast. It has data structures, algorithms, pure code. For things like getting a job and freelancing and getting paid work, that's in our DevSlopes Academy program. It's our bootcamp training program. The 30-day code challenge is just to get your skills up as fast as possible in JavaScript or Swift. Should I learn Node.js? Node is fantastic. Great for building APIs and just running all kinds of other tasks. It's fantastic. Great for a full stack developer. All right. My YouTube is messed up. All right. For those of you on YouTube, I can't read all the comments. It kicked me out, and luckily it's still streaming. Can I start a startup after learning Swift, or should I get a job first? It's up to you. It's all your confidence level. If you don't have confidence, you're going to fail as a freelancer. Freelancers need confidence, extreme confidence. They need gusto. They need energy. If that's not you, then getting a full-time job might be a better path. Hi, this year I'm doing my final year and we are building a software system. So is it advisable to use Java to develop an app that is interactive? You can. Java would never be my first choice, but if that's what you're learning, sure, that's fine. There's jobs in Java too for later on. With nothing to spend, what approach should we take? If you're talking about learning to code, Rami, you should go to YouTube and take some free coding tutorials. That's a great place to start. Is it possible to get a job out of high school? It is if you have the skills, sure. I'm a junior in high school and interviewing for a software engineering internship tomorrow. Awesome, congrats. I do know some high school students who have internships or have had them in the past. Is it necessary first to do a job for doing freelancing? No, freelancing, all people want is a result. They're not going to interview your coding skills. So you just need to come in with confidence and with the skills and you deliver results. Freelancing is typically the place to start before you get a full-time job, because full-time job, they're going to question you and your background and your history and all that. How to deal with imposter syndrome. First off, remember the light at the end of the tunnel. What are you working towards? 2, hear my words right now. You can do this with any skill that you have. A lot of times we tell ourselves, I'm an artist, but I'm also a programmer, but I know I should be thinking like a programmer. No, there's room for artists and programmers. There's room for programmers who suck with math. There's room for programmers who want to run a business. For me, I'm not the Google type of engineer. I could never work in that cubicle environment. I'm an entrepreneur. I like building things from start to finish. I like building products users have. That's another thing about me. I have zero interest personally, zero interest in anything with enterprise and B2B. I don't like talking to businesses. I don't like talking to CEOs. I don't like dealing with any of that. I like helping humans, people. I like building software for humans. So, for instance, there's software developers who build the software for car dealerships, and that software sucks and they don't care. It's ugly and it sucks, but the enterprise is making millions of dollars. Like, I would never want a job like that. I wouldn't. Like, I want to build something amazing that a user would like, someone like me. So we all have our reasons, right? So just know that somebody wants you for whatever your reason is. It doesn't matter your skill level. I know people who were amazing with user interface design, and their code was okay, but they found a company that really needs someone strong with UI. And even though the person was weak with JavaScript, they still got a job. So just know somebody needs you for your skills, whatever they are. And it may even be personality things too. The third piece of advice I have for you is find a mentor, join a program if you can. Like at DevSlopes Academy, I help people one-on-one with questions like this all the time. I help them with their coaching. I help them keep the light at the end of the tunnel in front of them. That can be helpful too. Those are just a few tips. How do you cache 15 seconds of MP3 and download the rest? Download the rest of the audio in the background thread in Swift UI. Alvin, okay, so you're going to want to look in. Okay, Alvin, I hope you're listening. Okay, look into multi-part HTTP requests, multi-part HTTP requests. Also, you can look into data streaming, where you can actually get buffers. You can get buffers of data packets. And what you do is you get a chunk of data, you put it in the buffer, like a temporary buffer. You keep playing the audio and you feed that buffer into the audio player, just a few bits and bytes. You feed it into the audio player while the other bits and bytes are coming down. And you just keep adding it to this array a buffer that's playing. And then when it's done, you just store the whole thing as a file. So in Swift UI, it doesn't matter. This particular operation has nothing to do with Swift UI at all. Nothing. Okay, you can do this in pure Swift and with like some of the audio players. You don't need to go as low as Core Audio to do this. You can. I'm pretty sure you can do it in one of their other players. I really need. It's not easy. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I really need an opinion about embedded jobs. Can you help me? Well, what's your question? You could, if you learn C++ or of course assembly, but C, you can find a job. Project-based learning is amazing. Yes. Making websites using WordPress, is it a good way? I mean, it's good for freelancing if you want to make some good cash. I don't think it's great for businesses and startups who want to build scalable things, but for small agencies and businesses, it can be. It's 2 a.m. Nice listening to your advice. Yeah. Is game dev get good money? Just like any other job in programming, although it pays a little bit less, actually. Would joining your program be beneficial to me? I don't know. So I've got two programs. One is the 30-day code challenge. It's for people who aren't ready to commit to, let's say, becoming a developer in a career, but they want to get their skills up as fast as possible, see if they like programming, see if they can make progress, or they want to get their core coding skills up, learn data structures and algorithms. That's the 30-day code challenge. We do them like every 30 days. And then we have the DevSlopes Academy, which is our mentorship program. It's actually a coaching program. We don't call ourselves a boot camp. A boot camp will train you for like 16 weeks and then kick you out, whether you have a job or not. What we do is we train you through project-based learning. You actually build real projects. Then we coach you. All the code support, everything, we help you through it all. You're never without a coach. And you can do this while you're working a full-time job. It's all asynchronous. And then we coach you. And then we help you actually get paid freelance projects so you can build up your resume, and then we help you get your very first job. And we keep working with you until you have success. So there is still time this year to get your very first job, averaging maybe $75,000 a year. You still have time. If you started today, there is still time before the end of the year where you could get a full-time job as a developer. It's going to take 6 to 8 months of intense work, 2 to 3 hours a day to hit it this year. Otherwise, you can do a little longer if you need to. So if you're interested in just chatting about it, you can have a free phone call. It's devslopes.com/apply. devslopes.com/apply. What language should I be learning with Kotlin? Don't just learn one language at a time. Hey, Mark. Hey, what's up? Shahazim Ahmed. Any tips for learning a good database organization? I don't really know how to answer that on this particular live stream at the moment. Can you tell us about data science? I was meant to talk about it earlier. It's all about math, right? Statistics and math, like running data for companies. You're going to do a little bit of scripting with Python, but the scripting is the lowest end of the spectrum. A lot of it's just math and statistics, figuring out data and patterns and things like that. There's lots of jobs in it. What do you think about Django? Django is a great backend service. I particularly am not a fan of templating, where they inject data and variables into HTML, CSS. I like keeping my front end separated. So I would actually prefer Python with Flask for my backend instead of Django. Django does way too much that I would personally want or need. Question: Jason said he initially wanted to be an iOS developer, then switched to web development. I feel like I'm in the same situation and want to know why he switched. Oh, I could tell you why he switched. So one is, Jason is my brother-in-law, and I had opportunities in web and not in iOS. And so even though he started learning iOS, I needed web development, so I empowered him to learn it, and he did. That was one of the reasons. I'm sure he has other reasons as well too. Like he enjoys just being able to build things that can run on all devices, but there was an opportunity, and he developed those skills. So you can ask him that question yourself though as well too. But I had opportunities for him in web, and so he rose to the challenge and he took those opportunities. This was years ago. What did you say about data analytics being the low end of things? Okay, so Blakai, someone was asking me about data science. There's careers in data science, and what data science is looking at data for companies, businesses, and making sense of it. Like, taking user installs, taking, time used in apps and other things, financial payments, things like that. And then you run little scripts and algorithms to aggregate data and to make it meaningful. Lots of charts and stuff, statistics. So it's about using math and some problem solving to come up with useful information for companies. So for instance, if I had an app, let's say an iPhone app, just to keep it simple. If I had an iPhone app that had 10 million users, I would probably want to hire a data scientist, because what I would want to know is, when is the user leaving the app? Like what can we do to improve the user's engagement? Like, where are we making most of our money? Are there features that are actually killing our money? And this person will go through all of the data, all the analytics and everything, and they'll actually run scripts, they'll run mathematics, they'll figure out like real things that are going on in our product so we can make informed decisions. So when we go to build out a new feature, we don't just say, hey, what do you guys think about this feature? No, what will happen is the data scientists will be like, hey, we have found that users are spending a lot more time in the music streaming portion of the application than any other portion. It's my professional recommendation that we increase focus of retention as well as feature development in the music streaming of the application, because it has the highest usage. And then the team gets together, they propose a feature, and we can match it up with the data behind it. So that's what data science is. You got to like math and statistics. If you don't, then it's not going to be the job for you. Is the 30-day code challenge for beginners only? So it's for absolute beginners, but we also have advanced challenges for people who already know how to code, and they do get very advanced. So is it okay for a product designer to go into coding? Absolutely. Tell me about Django. I just talked about Django. I'm losing my voice, so I'm not going to talk about it again. Hey, Johnny, what's up on YouTube? I'm 19 years old. How do I start coding? I would start with YouTube. Find some free YouTube tutorials, free Python, free JavaScript. How to get projects from practice? I don't know. In the DevSlopes Academy, I provide those projects. We personally, and myself included, I personally curated every project in a particular order, so it gets more complex and more complex. I don't know where to find those online. It's very difficult. I personally spent weeks and months building out every single project for my students because I've been doing this for a long time. So I don't know the answer to that question, that where to find projects. But I can say, if you want to get a job, a big project like a Netflix app or an Amazon app that actually does everything full stack, that's going to be really useful. How risky is the indie game dev market? Oh, it's very risky. 99% chance you're going to fail. But we don't make games to make money necessarily. We make games because you love making games. But just know, if you're going the indie route, it's 99% chance that your game's going to fail. But if you love it, then it will eventually work itself out and you will have success if you're love and passionate about it. But don't put your eggs in that basket, that's for sure. That's a very risky basket. What are you drinking? This is Topo Chico with orange cream, sugar-free squirt of Mio squirt inside of it. It's like an orange creamsicle, but still water. So I don't feel bad about drinking it. Yeah. I already answered that question. What drives you through COVID-19? I'm just here to help people. I'll be real honest. Me and my family, we were not affected by COVID-19. I don't even know anybody who was infected by it. That suffered from it. I'm just saying we literally experienced nothing. And I'm in Texas. And the only thing that happened in Texas was that bars shut down. I don't drink alcohol, so I didn't care about that. And then we had to wear a mask. That was it. So I literally, I spend my time just helping people who are going through the tough times because I can. Helping people get jobs. I have literally helped over 50 people who lost jobs to COVID. I've helped them get into our program and start getting jobs. And a handful of them are already getting jobs, which is really awesome. They went from like making $14 and $15 an hour, losing those jobs, and then making $75,000 a year. So that's what I do. I just focus on helping people. I don't know. I'm a beginner. Can I start with Flutter? Sure, it's a great place to start. It's fun. It's great for freelancing too. What language should I learn along with Kotlin? I thought we already answered that question. Don't learn anything else. Just learn Kotlin only, one language at a time. What is the efficient way to deal with your Udemy courses going out of date? I don't make Udemy courses anymore. Look, I could care less about courses. Content is not what gets you a job, okay? It's the dumbest thing when people who are trained from online courses, they get mad at me. Let's say Xcode moves a button to the right side of the screen and they give me a 1-star review because I didn't update the video where Xcode is moved a button across the screen. Here's the problem. Courses are just pieces of content for learning. If you follow along courses, you're not going to have success as quickly as you could if you were actually building projects and you had coaching and mentoring. So we don't do Udemy courses anymore, actually. All we focus on is the DevSlopes Academy and the 30-day code challenge, where we're actually coaching and helping people. Think of it like this. Imagine back in high school when you had to learn the math for the first time, algebra, geometry. Imagine if the whole program, it was only online, every piece of content was online, and you got no help. And as a high school student, you just went through the class, you sat there in a chair and you went through every lesson. Wouldn't that be a pretty bad experience? Yeah, it would be a pretty bad experience. Now, imagine the difference now. Hopefully you had a good teacher, but you have a teacher and when you raise your hand, you're like, hey, I don't understand this, and they help you. Right? That is a completely different experience. And you don't get that on Udemy. Like you don't get that. And not only that, sometimes Udemy courses have Q&As, like where you can ask a question and get a response. All right. But those instructors are busy, and these are one-to-one responses. No one's giving you the coaching or the mentoring or like sending you a personalized Loom video explaining how your code could be better. When was the last time you got a code review from a professional developer who said, you know what, if I've gone through all your code and here's what you need to fix and change? Like, when was the last time somebody did that for you, right? You don't get that with online courses. So if you're somebody who just wants to explore and mess around, or you're adamant on doing it on your own, that's fine. I learned on my own. It just takes a long time. But it's not about content. It has never been about content. It is about results. And by the way, this is the same thing. We're talking about freelancing a little bit today. This is the same thing with freelancing. The worst freelancers, this is how they apply for jobs. Dear kind sir, I know HTML, CSS, PHP, JavaScript, jQuery, React, and Angular. Please kindly consider my request. People don't care about what you know. They don't care about the skills. They care about the results. If you come in as a freelancer and you say, look, I'm going to help you achieve this goal and this goal and this goal. I'm going to help you build your business, help you increase your SEO by 200%. You're going to close that job. And it's the same thing with education. It's not about the content. The content is a small little piece. I would throw away all the content of every online program in exchange for having a coach work with me one-on-one. For instance, if I was going to become a real estate agent, I could get my license and then I could go and figure it out all on my own, join a broker, don't talk to anybody, just study on my own, figure out how to close deals, go through my first contracts by myself. It'd be very painful, lots of problems. Or, this is what I would really do, I would go find the top real estate agent and I would ask to work for them. I would ask to work for them and be coached by them, and I would work with them one-on-one, and I would learn so fast. I would learn the best practices. That is how you learn. It's the apprenticeship model. So I know this was a long-winded answer, but it's not about courses and content. The people who always come to me saying your course is outdated, things like that, they're not having success. They're not having jobs. They're not doing anything. Like the people who have to go to courses to learn new things, they have not learned the core skills. Let me say this again. I know this sounds rude. If you are a person who has to take a course to learn something new, you do not have the core skills inside of you. You have not been taught those core skills yet, which is building projects. It's the core programming skills, okay? If you constantly go to new courses to solve your problems, you don't have those core skills yet. It is actually something you can learn. Core skills that allow you to learn and consume any content, to figure things out on your own. Buying new courses to solve problems is going to take very long, and you're likely never going to get there. You need coaches, you need mentoring, you need to get results, not take more courses. If you want to work with me, if you want me be in your face all the time, just like this, like I do with my students, if you want me to call you out on things and help you have success, help you learn those core skills, just join the DevSlopes Academy. That's devslopes.com/apply. I'm a no BS kind of person. I tell all my students straight. What was it? This happens all the time. A student comes into the program and it's hard and they want to quit. And they say, you know what? I didn't think it was going to be this hard. You never told me it was going to be this hard. I want to quit. I want my money back. And then I send them a video and say, hey, look, everyone goes through this. Everybody. You're not going to quit. I'm not going to let you quit. We're going to help you have success. We're going to work through your coding problems. You need to get through this project. I know, but I can't. It's so hard and this and that, and I don't have the time. Like, no, you need to build the project and you need to submit it. They finally get through it. They submit it. Then we grade it. We look at the code. We give them feedback. And then guess what? They're like, oh my gosh, it's starting to click. Yeah, of course it's starting to click, because that everybody goes through that thing where you want to quit and you're mad and you're frustrated. You want to take it out on somebody, right? We all do that when we are learning something new and we don't figure it out. We say, oh, it's the teacher's fault. Oh, he's just not a good teacher, or she's just not a good teacher. God, it shouldn't be this hard. What's wrong with them? And then we take like 10 different things and then finally we figure it out and you'd be like, see, why couldn't they have just taught it like that from the first place? And that person doesn't realize that they just learned it 10 different ways and it finally clicked. It had nothing to do with the teacher. It has to do with the consistency. It has to do with having people there to say, hey, just keep going forward. You're doing fine. And a lot of people quit in that process. So that's the difference. That's the difference, okay? That's the difference between doing it on your own and having help, all right? React or Angular, either or, it doesn't matter. They are kind of different. React is only the view and Angular does a lot more than just the view stuff, okay? Hey man, I want to learn Unreal Engine C++. Please tell me how the tutorials are copy and paste. You've got a long journey ahead of you. Learn C++ first. It's very complicated. My best recommendation for anyone who wants to learn C++ is I don't have a program, otherwise I'd recommend me, but my next best suggestion is the Udacity C++ course is phenomenal. I've taken it. It's phenomenal. Udacity C++ course. It's about $500 a month, but it's phenomenal. Can I use JavaScript for Android app development? I mean, if you're using React Native, you can, yes. How to learn programming fast, project-based learning. Okay, guys, I'm way behind here. What time is it? Okay. Hey, let's talk about boot camps. If I get into boot camp, do projects, I'm going to learn just about the project that I've done. There's so much I can do. Won't it be left out of the newer technologies and tricks and best practices that I can learn from good courses? If I get into a boot camp and do the projects, I'm going to learn just about that project. No, Madjan, look, boot camps are actually really cool. All of them, for the reason of you're going to build real projects and you have to figure things out. Most online courses don't do that. And the ones that have a few projects, there's no accountability. So that accountability is important. The problem with boot camps is that they end and it's not enough time. That's really the big problem. But here's the thing. Building those projects is so critical to building those core foundational skills. Now, I also recommend that you do coding challenges to help get your core algorithms and data structure skills up. Coding challenges will bring your core skills up over time. Nothing you need to worry about too much. Just start every week. Just do a coding challenge. And what's going to happen is your core skills are building the whole time. You're basically learning how to use tools so you can use them for solve any problem. That's what programming is all about. Boot camps are bringing you the accountability to have success. Because we all know, and I know because I learned on my own, when you're on your own, you code something right, then you're done. Who's going to look at your code? Who's going to actually be there to say if it's good or not? Also, if you decide to not finish it, who's going to get on your case about it? No one, right? So there's some accountability there. At the end of the day, it's not about the structure, the means. It's about building things so your brain can retain that knowledge. So when you have a project that you don't know how to build, let's say that I say, I want you to build a cryptocurrency app, a Bitcoin wallet that actually interfaces with the Bitcoin blockchain. You have to do this no matter what. You are going to be forced to learn the things you need to do that. And all of a sudden that information retains. And you won't be saying, I only know how to build cryptocurrency apps. No, because you just took all these tools and you use them. You'll now say, oh my gosh, I can use this tool here, or I can use this tool there. and you now know how to use all the tools. So it's really about the hands-on building projects. It's not rote, it's not repetitive. It actually helps you understand the tools that you need to have success. So hey everybody, I have to go. This has been a great chat. This is going to be recorded on YouTube. If you want to work with me and my team, guaranteed success. I will work with you until you are a paid programmer. Paid programmer. Jobs start at $75,000 a year in the United States. You can also do freelancing. I'll help you get paid freelancing work. That's devslopes.com/apply. I will work with you one-on-one. My team will work with you one-on-one. We have programs in iOS development, Android development, and web development, and we will help you get a job, guaranteed. You'll never get kicked out. devslopes.com/apply. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.